Posted a thing on Facebook asking like what people would think if I said I was doing a TED Talk, what it would be. And one of them was how to connect with like people that are different from you and different cultures and that type of thing. I feel like I have something on my face. Sorry. But I oftentimes get a question like, how do I make friends that are blank? How do I make like diverse friends or friends that are like not Christian, friends that are Muslim, friends that are Hindu, friends that are whatever. And one of my favorite things for Muslim friends specifically is, especially in our city, we have a refugee intake center. And so there's a lot of refugees here. And so we do have like mosques and that type of thing. So like you can go to a mosque. I actually went to the mosque one time and sat in on some Arabic classes just because and made some friends there. But there's also, you can also volunteer officially. Like you either go to World Relief or go to Family Learning Center and volunteer. And that's more of a long-term commitment. I think World Relief would be about 6 months. And the Family Learning Center, ideally it's years. I'm not going to send you to go there for just one or two things. But like, unless you want to give a presentation, etc. But Family Learning Center, like I would say they want volunteers long-term. At least they did in the past. It's changed a little bit. Anyways. But really, 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 the best thing I can think of for like meeting Muslim friends, specifically, is going to halal stores. Make sure you buy something. Like, don't just go in and like be like, "Are you a Muslim?" Don't do that. Like that. Don't be weird about it. But what I have found is that many refugees from the Islamic community with an Islamic background are like they're amazing. They're so fun, especially if you are a Christian. If you're not a Christian, like that's great too. But I think Christians and Muslims really agree on a lot and really can make great friends, especially female women with women. Um, but yeah, if you just want to learn about Islamic, the halal stores are a great place. A lot of the people working are really friendly. If you like, my biggest thing is like you can make a goofball out of yourself. You can say wrong things. You can make mistakes. As long as you smile and are friendly and like you try, it's great. Um, but yeah, there is, I believe the East African store in Kennewick is still open off of like 395 and I want to say Kennewick Ave, maybe. In that area though, there is a halal store. You can also, if you look up like halal store or East African market in Tri Cities, you'll find one of those two. And I think they're great because like you want to plan to buy something. But one of my best friends, I actually just went to her wedding a couple weeks ago, like a month ago, and she sent her pictures last night. Oh my goodness, I love this family. Like they're some of my favorite people. Um, I met them right after taking a Bridges class, like the week after taking a Bridges class. I met her and like we shared life stories and we prayed together and we still like pray together and we still talk all the time. And they've moved to Seattle. We're still in Eastern Washington. It's about 4 hours away. Over the past, you can't drive in winter. Like we don't see each other that much, but we're still really good friends. And I think just befriending people. I think a lot of Americans, we feel like we're stepping on toes and we're being intrusive and we're asking nosy questions and like all those things. But specific to the Islamic community here in our city, um, a lot of the refugee community, like they've never been in an American home. Like so just inviting people over for dinner, knowing that like you usually can. I'm always like my husband thinks I'm like kind of ridiculously pushy about this, but like if you want to be friends with someone from an Islamic background in Tri-Cities, I'm gonna say go to the Islamic store, go to the halal store, and start talking to the person who's working there. Buy like one thing you can go in and buy are oils or spices. Like you can plan on going to get spices in bulk, or you can plan on getting a pasta. There's usually like Somalis eat a lot of pastas. You can plan on getting a pasta. You can plan on getting sweets or cookies, desserts, tea, biscuits for or cookies or biscuits for dipping into your tea. Any of those things, like you can intentionally go get them. Um, and yeah, and invite the person working over for dinner sometime. Um, and like things to know if you're like, so you like research this, talk to them, you can ask them. A lot of people will be upfront whether they eat halal or what their dietary restrictions are. But the basic thing to know is halal is no pork. Um, yeah, that's the biggest thing for Americans, really. No pork. Meat is fine. Vegetarian's usually pretty easy. But if you buy meat at the halal store, they can eat it usually. And so just be open. And also, if you're a woman, you can ask them like, or if like if you're a man and this guy's working as a man, like ask if he has a wife and like if his wife wants to cook with your wife, or if you're a female and you want to cook with the woman working there or his wife, like that's something too that's a lot of fun. And I know it feels awkward and it feels like a lot of pressure to like do that, but it's not as odd as it sounds. It's not as odd as it feels. Like, it's gonna feel weird to you, but really the way that Shima and I, our little baby, said her name over the phone on, it was so cute yesterday. But like the way that we became really good friends was like, hey, do you guys want to come over for a game night? We ended up having two Somalis, two Sudanese women, two Somali guys, two Sudanese women. Like all four of them crammed in the back of our Cavalier with my husband, who's 6'7", in the front, and me in the other seat, like driving around town. And we had a game night where it was like my husband would explain the rules, and then like they would break off into Arabic and then Somali and explain the rules to each other, because one of the Somalis didn't really speak any English, but the other one spoke a little bit, or he spoke English. And so like we played games, and then we had them over. I want to say my husband made tater tot casserole. So like hamburgers usually pretty safe. Midwest hearty meals are pretty safe. Just no pork is the biggest thing. But like show them an American food, show them an American house, show them an American like anything. Take them to a game. There was a hockey game that I encouraged people if the weather was bad. I was like, take them to a sporting event, have them watch a game with you, like literally anything. And I don't want to clump these people into like, they're not all, these people are like all the same. It's not a monolithic group. In our area, most of the Islamic community that you run into in the halal stores are going to be from the refugee community. And that's part of why I'm making this video specific to Muslims and not like the Hindus in our area are oftentimes lawyers and doctors. And like my husband works with all of his lab mates in college are Indian, so like we have a lot of Indian friends, but it's harder to like branch into that group. Whereas like if you are an American, like, yeah, it's scary and intimidating, but do it. Anyways, there you go. That's my thoughts on it.